Can you see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Understand, sir.
Okay. So let's try to understand the purchasing document overview from service perspective. Okay, so what documents are we going to create and how we create? Let's see this. The documents are created in SAP for every business transaction, be it purchase requisition or a purchase order or whatever. Okay, there are several types of purchasing documents which will be used in the service procurement cycle. Okay, these are the cycle steps in the service procurement. To start with, identification of requirements. So you need to identify the requirements, which is nothing but service specification. We have discussed yesterday that the requirements for the service procurement will be fed from the PM module or PS module, which is nothing but service specifications. What needs to be manufactured or what service needs to be performed, that will be defined in the PM module or PS module, which is nothing but the service specifications which you need to maintain them in the purchase requisition. Okay, and then once you have a purchase requisition, in case if you don't have the supplier available, then you can go for bidding. This is what we call it as invitation to bids or RFQs. You send these RFQs to multiple suppliers, and some of them or all of them responds to your invitation, and they submit their quotations or what we call it as bids also. You analyze the bids and you finally identify an L1 bidder to whom you award the contract. Once the contract is been awarded, then you raise a PO for the required service to be performed. Once you raise a PO, that is what we call it as service order. The supplier does perform the service that needs to be entered. What are the services which are performed needs to be entered, and then they must be accepted. Upon acceptance, you will be receiving an invoice for the accepted service from the vendor. You'll have to post that one, and finally the payment takes place. So these are the 10 steps available in the service procurement. Okay, structure of documents, as you could see here, these are various things. Okay, so what I can do is I'll just go and create a requisition. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so transaction code to create a requisition, ME51N. Okay, so here you can go into item overview. So here you have to specify item category as D. D means services. As you can see here, D means service. This is a service item. Okay, so here what you can specify is training services. Okay, how much quantity, that you can see it later. Into which plant, 777C. Okay, hit enter and see what is it asking. Enter either the material number or an account assignment category. This is not a material, right? So this is a service. So therefore you enter account assignment category as K, cost center. Hit enter. Now you could see here, you see here system is asking service numbers. Remember one thing guys, materials are procured at item level, whereas services are procured below item level. Item level means the middle one. This is what we call it as item level. Below item means this one. Okay. If it's a material procurement, you will be entering over here. Because this is a service procurement, because this is below the item level. Sorry, any questions?
Explain this, sir.
Yeah.
Below the item level.
Yeah. Just that. Okay. So look at here. Material item level and SAP screen we have discussed long back. What is this? Header level, item details. Item level ante entante ee table lo meer material number ganaka enter chestunnanu anukondi, that is what we call it as item level, where materials are normally procured at item level, whereas services are procured below item level. ఏంటి ఇక్కడ మీరు చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఐటమ్ 10 సర్వీస్ నంబర్ ఇక్కడ వేస్తాను, ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 20 hours, let's say. Okay, service number 2. Okay, say 15 hours. You see here, I'm entering service numbers below item level. Specify an account assignment, that's okay, you can do so. Okay, so what's your GL account? You enter this one, something like this, and your cost center is NIS and something we have created, production assembly, something, some cost centers we have defined. So 777, your company code. Okay, so administration. Okay, auto repeat. If I go with auto repeat, even for the second service also, the same account assignment details will be copied. So then it's asking purchasing group, which is NIS. Okay. Alright, now look at here. Let me explain you once again item level and below item level. So under item then I have maintained these services. If I have to specify, I can even specify here something like account assignment category K, item category D. So here I can specify catering services for the team. Okay, possible, right? Transportation services, catering services for the team. You can have it, isn't it? Then yes, what's your plant? Your plant is 777C. Okay, for catering services means this is not a planned service. I would say this is an unplanned service. Unplanned services cannot be specified until they are performed. అంటే ఏంటి, ఎవరెవరు ఏమేమి తింటారో అది తిన్న తర్వాత మాత్రమే తెలుస్తుంది వాడు ఏం తిన్నాడని. సో therefore it is an unplanned service. Unplanned services are procured in the form of limits. So service items ni, unplanned service items ni limits లో మీరు procure చేయొచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక 20 member టీమ్ ఉందండి, 20 members వాళ్ళందరూ కలిపి తింటే ఒక్కొక్కరికి 500 వేసుకోండి ఖర్చు. ఓకే, సో 20 members 500 అంటే 10,000 అవుతుంది expectation. Okay, I mean overall limit is budget is 10,000. It could be 9.5, it could be 9.6, something like that. Okay, which account, which cost center, you can give this same cost centers, not a problem. Okay, you check it. Now let's try to understand. నేను ఏమన్నాను, మెటీరియల్స్ అయితే ఐటమ్ లెవెల్లో ఉన్నా అంటే మెటీరియల్ మాస్టర్ 2 ఉంటే I would have maintained here, whereas services are procured below item level. Below item level అంటే ఏంటి, item 10 తీసుకుంటే item 10 లోపల ఇవ్వండి ఈ సర్వీసెస్. ఓకే, So this is what we call it as below the item level. Okay, once I am done with it, I can go and save this purchase requisition. So let the purchase requisition be saved. And I will now convert the requisition into an order. Okay, so this is the requisition 10015373 is the requisition number. Okay, I can specify the requisition number here and then go with create PO. Oops, what's the purchase organization? This one. Company code is this one. And this. I think I did not specify the vendor master here. Okay, probably I would have gone with source determination in the beginning itself. Okay, so therefore system would have picked up the source of supplier. Desired vendor, okay, I think this is the guy. I should have given it in the beginning itself. Okay, nevertheless I can specify it out here. Item number 10, item number 20. Okay, it's the same requisition. Okay, so I'll just delete the second line. I'll just keep it only first line. Alright, so if you go into item details, okay, where are the services? It's here. Okay, so if you look at the service conditions, as you could see here, these are the service conditions. Okay, so you check it and then you go and save it. So you see here I've created a requisition and then I've converted it into purchase order. Assume it, I have the source of supplier, so therefore I'm skipping RFQs, quotations and all these things. So I've simply created a purchase order which is being dispatched to vendor Venkat. the next thing would be, after the PO was created, the next thing that you should do is the vendor will come and perform the services as per the specifications given in the purchase order. Okay. Then you have something called service entry. Once the vendor performs the service, that needs to be entered. Like he has to say, I have done this service for so many hours. So transaction code for entering service entry or for entering the services performed is ML81N. Let it get opened. Okay, I'm just copying my PO. Okay, see here, go with other purchase order. So here you specify the PO number and you hit enter. Okay, so once you are here, okay, you could see here. Okay, this is a training service provider is Venkat, and this is the PO. Once you are here, what you should do is you should go with create service entry sheet. You just go with create service entry sheet. So here you specify okay, SAP training services performed, okay, say by 1 minute. Right? So now you see, either you can enter the service numbers manually here, or you see there is something called service selection. You just go on and click it over here. Okay, at this moment you can specify from where the services needs to be copied. Do you want to copy services from purchase order? If yes, you have already entered the purchase order number, you go with copy. And I also told you, okay, I will show you in the next slides what are the other options of manufacturing. Okay, now you see here I have got two services. One is MM training, second one is SRM training. You select both of the lines that you wanted to copy, select that and go with copy or adopt services. So that both will get defaulted into your service entry sheet like that. Okay, so here depending upon how many hours you have performed, either you can increase or decrease, or you can simply adopt the same number of hours that you have performed. Okay, and once you are done with it, okay, once you are done with it, you see here there are two indicators. What we call it as acceptance. You can, I told you the goods receipt step of material procurement is replaced with two steps in the service procurement, which is entry of services. Second one is acceptance of services. If you want, you can perform both entry and acceptance in a single step. How? If I click it here, it means whatever the services that are maintained here, they are acceptable to me. If I click it here. Okay, and also there is, you see here there is one more key called final entry indicator. This is like your deletion completion indicator in your goods receipts. Delivery completion indicator. Okay, so the delivery completion indicator of material master or the material receipt will be called as final entry indicator in case of service entry sheets. Okay, so therefore, if I set this, what does it mean? It means quantity received for full, means entire services have been performed. Has it been acceptable to me? I would say yes. That means what? Services are acceptable. You see here, final entry flag was set and we accepted upon saving. Okay, I'll just go and save it. Or I probably would have done it for lesser quantity. రాత్రి బాగా లేట్ అయింది సార్, నిద్ర వస్తూ ఉంది. ఆపేస్తే ఎట్లా సార్?
మీరు తెల్లగా మాకు ఆవలింపులు వస్తుంది.
లేదు లేదు, నాకు ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే 5:30, 6 నాకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఏ టైంకి పడుకున్నా ఇంకా ఆ టైంకి లేదు, కాస్త అటు ఇటు వాకింగ్కి వెళ్ళొచ్చి కాస్త కడుపులో పడిన తర్వాత కొంచెం నిద్ర వచ్చినట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది.
ఇప్పుడు రెస్ట్ తీసుకొని రేపు చెప్పండి సార్.
లేదండి పర్లేదు.
సర్వర్ బిజీగా ఉందండి సేవా
అంటే ఫస్ట్ టైం చేస్తున్నాం కదా ఈ కంపెనీ కూడా, సో దేర్ఫోర్ ఇట్ టేక్స్ లిటిల్ లాంగర్ టైం. మామూలుగా కూడా అంతేనండి, కొంచెం ఎక్కువ టైం పడుతుంది. Because the service entry sheet has to post 2-3 documents. One is service entry sheet, second one is material document, third one is accounting document. You know why? Because we have accepted the services. Services accept చేసారు కాబట్టి అకౌంటింగ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ క్రియేట్ కావాలి. మొత్తం మీద 3 డాక్యుమెంట్స్ జనరేట్ చేయాలి. సో therefore it takes time. Okay, now you see there service entry sheet saved acceptance document 51001031 posted. Okay, సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి మీరు యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ అయితే కనుక ఈ గ్రీన్ ఇండికేటర్ వస్తున్నాయి. Now let me take you to PO. Refresh the PO. You will have a goods receipt. When you do goods receipt, purchase order history tab will get updated. Accordingly, when you perform service entry, purchase order history tab will be updated. So let's go to purchase order history tab and see what documents it was posted. Okay, so purchase order history loki వెళ్ళండి. చూడండి ఇక్కడ there are 2 documents. The below one 300010, this is called service entry sheet అండి. మీరు కనుక యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయకపోతే ఈ పై డాక్యుమెంట్ క్రియేట్ అవ్వదు. యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తేనే పై డాక్యుమెంట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. So therefore you see here service entry sheet. When I click it, it will take me to the same screen where I have performed my services. So this is called service entry sheet. If I click this, this is nothing but your GR document, goods receipt document, nothing but material document. So once you are into the material document, it will also show you financial accountings. I mean to say, for the accounts, which accounts got updated, you have to go to accounting document. For that, go to doc info, FI documents, where you would see accounting document. When you double click accounting document, you see there will be accounts gets updated. Okay, see here 400 e-cost entry kada meeru goods konadi. So therefore this account and the GRIR account. ఎవరి దగ్గర నుంచి కొన్నారు మీరు ఈ సర్వీసెస్? వెండర్ నుంచి కొన్నారు. So therefore the GRIR account. Okay, so therefore this is one document, accounting document, isn't it? Accounting document, this is one, this is GR document, and also service entry sheet. Isn't it? 3000 something, 10 to create ayin kada. This one. So therefore together it will be 3 documents which gets generated when you accept the services. Okay, so this is what we call it as service entry, services performed and services accepted. So both steps can be done using single transaction. లేదంటే మీరు ఫస్ట్ సర్వీసెస్ పర్ఫామ్ చేసి తర్వాత కూడా యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. And then finally you will be posting an invoice verification. I will just show you. Okay, I will just create another PO with reference to the requisition that I have. Okay, I have got a requisition where I have got second line item which is an unplanned service. So therefore I will show you how to create a purchase order for the unplanned. This thing. Okay, look at here. I can enter line number 20. Okay, purchasing organization 77C. Give some vendor information. Okay, something like Sudhakar. Okay, you see here, check. Post it. Alright, so this is my second PO. Okay, so now even for the second PO also, you see here how can I do goods receipt, or I mean to say service entry sheet. Once again same ML81N, or you can simply be here, maintain the PO number, maintain the item number, hit enter. Okay, so now go this one, you go with create service entry sheet. Come on, purchase order return does not exist. Why was it? Give me a moment. One second. sorry, it's item number 1. It's not item 10, but it is item 1. Just 1 second. Okay, so here once again you specify I would just state something like this: catering services for the SAP team. I can say like this. Okay, now you can go with service selection. Okay, take it like this. No service exists. It makes sense because there is no service. Okay, you see here, if you go into services, there are no services here. So it means what? This is an unplanned service. Therefore, there is no service number. So what you have to do is you have to specify short text here. Catering service provided to the team. Okay, so here what you can do is you can specify quantity and the prices, something like this. Okay, and then if you go with see account assignment, which will be automatically taken from the line item level. Okay, or you can say, you can simply put it as 5,000, right? Then you see here, do not check anything, and even do not check either acceptance or the final entry indicator. I would say no message record could be found. That's okay. Now you see entry sheet posted. It's a plain entry sheet, isn't it? So therefore it won't take much time. It need not have to determine any accounts. It need not have to post any accounts. So therefore it takes pretty fast. If you go into purchase order history, you will have a purchase order history, but you won't have the accounts which gets generated. You see here, it's only the service entry sheet. There is no material document, isn't it? Why there is no material document? Because you have not accepted the services. So what you have to do if you have to accept, you should go with change mode. Okay, you set the final entry indicator. Okay, or you need not have to set the final entry indicator. You can, at least you should accept it, and then you save it. When you accept it, that means you are accepting the performed services. So therefore the material document and the accounting document will be created with reference to the service entry sheet. Okay, so this, because it has to post accounts, it will take time. That's the reason it will take time. Okay, so now having the document is generated, look at here, I can go back to my PO. Now with reference to this PO, with reference to the service entry sheet posted, you have a material document also. You see here, there was a material document. If you look at delivery, you see here, delivery completion was not happened. Why? Because you have not set the final entry indicator. Whereas for the first PO, where I have set the delivery, set final entry indicator. So therefore, if you look at for this, you see here, delivery completion was there. Alright? Whereas for the second one, there is no delivery completion. The reason is, as I told you, I did not set the final entry indicator because there is no final entry indicator. Okay, so therefore there is no delivery completion indicator at the line item level of the PO. Okay, so if you go into your file documents, see here, there was an accounting document where you have got these two accounts. Okay, and even here also, if you look at the PO, delivery completion indicator was not there. So when will the delivery completion indicator be placed? Okay, this will be placed only, you see here, only when you go and set it. I can go and recreate once again another. Okay, for this, because I still have some quantity. Okay, 1 AU. I can go and maintain some 4,000 over here. Okay, right. So now you see here, if I go and set it this way, acceptance, and then if you go and save it, so therefore for this, wherever you see this final entry indicator, so therefore for the second document, if you look at the second document, for this document, you will have the final entry indicator. Okay, now you see here 5 plus 4, 9,000. Expected value 9,500 or 10,000, something similar to this. Okay, so when you go into limits, you would see 10,000, expected value is 9,500. So the value that I have purchased is less than what I have even expected. So therefore I am okay with it. Okay. So therefore, if you look at this one, you see delivery completion indicator was there. So because it was there, so therefore if you look at it here, the delivery completion indicator was maintained. Okay, so this is how you should be performing the services. And then the invoice verification. We will see the invoice verification in the next chapter. Okay, so this is how you should be posting it. Now, just to give you the structure of document, what data do you maintain, what data is to be maintained in which tab of the service order or service equation. You see here in the general data section where you maintain messages, conditions, statistics, so on and so forth. Okay, in the document header means this one. Okay, so this is the one, and then in case of item, you will specify item description, information, something related to prices, conditions, so on and so forth. In the right, so creation of a purchase requisition for service, as you would have seen here, when you enter service, system takes account assignment, category, value limits, quantity, unit of measure, conditions, price, so on and so forth. And you can see here, item category to be used for service materials is D. And that's what I have been used in my service, isn't it? Okay, so account assignment, I have to use account assignment, so therefore I have used account assignment. And in case of purchase order, I have to specify the service conditions, the price, the value limits which I have seen, and even the unit of measure also. Okay, so this is some of the examples, like electric work, plumbing. This is nothing but the business, the building work. The example that we have taken here. Okay, so this is how you do it. You see here, service specifications, you have to create them first, and then they will be available in the requisitions. And when you convert the requisition into purchase order, all these things will get defaulted into your purchase order. Once the purchase order is created, you'll have to create a service entry sheet by which you are confirming the services which are performed, and then these needs to be checked and accepted by the service receiving team. Okay, so upon receiving it, you have to create a service entry sheet and post the acceptance. So therefore, the system generates material document as well as accounting document. Then alternative to the basic process, what we have seen is the standard process. Creation of a PR, then PO with reference to and referring PO and doing service entry. That is the normal process. The alternative process is you can automate it in such a way. You see here, from preventive maintenance plan, a maintenance order will be created. From maintenance order, a requisition will be generated. Requisition will be converted into PO. PO will be used as a reference, and then we will post the service entry sheet. That's what I have done it. The alternative process is you can avoid creation of purchase order. You can still go ahead and do go with purchase requisition and perform service entry sheet. I'll just show you now. Where is my purchase requisition? You see here, I go with purchase requisition once again. I go with account assignment category K, item category D, material I don't have. Okay, once again, SRM training, let me put it as SRM training. Okay, I did not have to specify anything over here. 777C, purchasing group, and yes, I can specify. Okay, so what's the second service? 2011, something like this. Quantity 10 hours. Okay, let's assume. Take this. Okay, so this is a service which I have created, and then if you go into source of supply, okay, maybe you can give supplier as Venkat, right? Now I go, I check, and then I save it. Okay, so therefore this is my requisition. Look at this. Once I have the requisition, I'll just show you one thing. Look at here, ML81N. Okay, so here you see here, I can just go and go with something like this. Okay, so final indicator already set for that. Other PO. Okay, so let's go and give it. So I use this one. Look at here.
Buffer table not updated.
Internet.
Buffer table not updated. Buffer stack.
That's okay. That's the problem. So what I'm trying to say is, you can actually refer a requisition also. Okay, let me convert this requisition into PO. Okay, so I'll just take this one, go and create a new PO. Okay, so 320,033. That's the PO. So now take this one. Okay, so now enter this one. Okay, so when you here, when you go with it, okay, so you specify something like SAP training services, and when you go here, you can actually, you need not have to refer purchase requisition, purchase order. You can require, you can specify purchase requisition also. What's our requisition? This one. Okay, so here you put this one, go with it. It will take SRM training for 10 hours. You see here. So like this. So it's not always purchase or order, which is not mandatory in case of service entry postings. Okay, you can actually refer the services from so and so requisition. Okay, and then in case if you want to reduce the quantity, you can reduce it so, right? And then you can accept it, and then you perform. So this is what I'm trying to say here is, because when you go with that, you would have seen purchase requisition. Okay. So like this. So you can avoid purchase requisition. You create a service entry sheet with reference to requisition itself. Similarly, you can avoid maintenance order also. From prevent to maintenance plan, you can generate requisition. From requisition, you can refer the services from the requisition and then create a service entry sheet. Similarly, from prevent to maintenance, by removing all these things, you can just go and create a service entry sheet. Okay, so this is what I was referring to. So all these things, services selection you see here. From purchasing document to maintenance sheet to network, from order means PM order here. So if you have the order, you can give it. Okay, so this is how you can automate the process. Okay, so these are the 10 steps of the service procurement: identification of requirements, creation of initial spec, service specifications, invitations to bids, entry of quotation data, awarding of contract to the L1 bidder, PO processing, monitoring of PO, entry of services performed, acceptance of services performed, invoice verification. Okay, so all these 10 steps are part of the service entry or the service procurement cycle. Okay, so ideally this is what we call it as service, external service management or service procurement. Okay, so service specifications, I'll just give you a brief introduction about those service specifications, although we have already created, but I'll just give you an insight into it. Service specification the creation serves to further define the services to be procured. Okay, so this is what we have done. In the purchase order, we have used item category D, item category K. In the service specifications, we have entered service 1, service 2. This is what we call it as service specifications. Let me take you back to the first PO that I have created. Okay, so what is the first PO or PR that we have created? You can see it over there. Okay, I think 31 is the first PO that we have created. Okay, so when you go into services here, so this is where you see whatever you see here. This is called service specifications. Okay, so under service specifications, service 1, service 2, account assignment 1, account assignment 2, etc., etc. You specify all these things are called service specifications. Once you enter service specifications, these things, they actually, the service number, if it is entered, it will actually coming from the service master, and the price information, etc., they come from the service conditions. Okay, so maintaining detailed information for a service line. Detailed information means you have to specify the service description, quantity, price, line type, alternatives, line category, so all this information. Okay, so the entire information you have to maintain it over here in case if you are using any of those things. Okay, and then we have discussed about value limits for unplanned services. I have already shown you the limits in case of unplanned services where the service specifications are not known until they are performed. So for such services we have to use limit item. So we have to specify the overall limit and expected limit for those services. Okay, and then the service pricing procedure. At this point of time, let's go and have a look at configurations. I think Radhika has left and
ఇప్పుడు సర్వీస్ మిషన్స్ సర్వీస్ చేస్తాం, సర్వీస్ పంపిస్తామండి.
ఓకే,
సపోజ్ గ్రైండింగ్ మిషన్స్, యాంగిల్ గ్రైండింగ్ మిషన్స్, లేకపోతే హెవీ డ్యూటీ మోటార్స్ కానీ, ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్స్ కానీ, రోటర్స్ కానీ పంపిస్తుంటాం. సర్వీస్ చేసిన దాంట్లో కొన్ని స్పేస్ వాళ్ళు మనకి వేస్తారు, రీప్లేస్ చేస్తారు. ఆ స్పేస్ ని మళ్ళీ అకౌంటింగ్ ఎలా తీసుకోవాలి ఎగనెస్ట్ దిస్ ఆర్డర్?
ఇప్పుడండి ఫస్ట్ రిక్వెషన్ క్రియేట్ చేసి రిక్వెషన్ ఆర్డర్ గా చేసి పంపిస్తాం కదండి. అందులో మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, లిమిట్స్ ఇస్తున్నాం అంతే. ఇప్పుడు అన్ప్లాన్డ్ సర్వీస్, క్యాటరింగ్ కి అన్ప్లాన్డ్ అని ఇచ్చాను కదా. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మా టీమ్ లో 10 మంది ఉన్నారండి. 10 మంది ఉంటే 10 మందికి నేను బహుశా 10,000 అవుతుంది అని చెప్పేసి అనుకున్నాను. 10,000 కంటే ఎక్కువ కావచ్చు, తక్కువ కావచ్చు కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్తున్నట్టుగా లెట్స్ సే యు ఆర్ రీప్లేసింగ్ ఎ సర్టెన్ మెషినరీ ఆర్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. సో దానికి మీరు ఏవో పార్ట్స్ తెప్పించారు, కొన్ని వాడారు, కొన్ని వాడలేదు. ఆ వాడినవి అయితే మీకు తెలుసుగా, వాడని పక్కన పెట్టండి. వాడని వెనక్కి ఇచ్చేయచ్చు, లేదంటే స్టోర్ రూమ్కి ఇచ్చేయచ్చు, లేదంటే ఎవడైతే సర్వీస్ మ్యాన్ వచ్చాడో వాడు తీసుకుపోవచ్చు. వాడిన వాటికి అయితే లెక్క ఉంటుందిగా. సో ఆ వాడినవి ఏ మెషిన్ కి వాడారు, ఏ కాస్ట్ సెంటర్ కి సంబంధించిన మెషిన్ అది తెలుస్తుందిగా. అప్పుడు యు గో టు పిఓ, చేంజ్ పిఓ అకార్డింగ్లీ. and submit it once again.
మేము సేమ్ పార్ట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ఐటమ్ మాస్టర్ లో ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి ఆ పర్టికులర్ జాబ్ కి సర్వీస్ ఆర్డర్ తో పాటు ఆర్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. ఇది ఇన్వాయిస్ రీప్లేస్ చేసిన ఐటమ్స్ వరకు ఆర్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ అక్కడికి జిఆర్ చేస్తాం.
చేసుకోవచ్చు అట్లా కూడా. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏమంటున్నారంటే మీకు ముందే తెలుసు అయితే ఏ పార్ట్స్ మీరు మార్చుకోవాలో కదండి.
యూజర్ చెప్తాడు ప్లాంట్ ఇన్ఛార్జ్ కి,
చెప్పినప్పుడు అయితే మీకు ఏమన్నా నార్మల్ పిఓనే కదా,
అంటే
అది అన్ప్లాండ్ కాదు, ప్లాంట్ సర్వీసెస్ అవన్నీ అయితే ప్లాంట్ సర్వీసెస్ కాబట్టి మీకు యూజర్ చెప్తాడు, ప్లాంట్ ఇన్ఛార్జ్ చెప్తాడు అంటారు కాబట్టి ప్లాంట్ ఇన్ఛార్జ్ చెప్పినట్టుగా సర్వీస్ రిక్వెషన్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి. రిక్వెషన్ పిఓ కన్వర్ట్ చేసి వెండర్ పంపిస్తే వెండర్ వచ్చి మీకు ప్లాంట్ లో మీకు చేయాల్సిన సర్వీస్ చేస్తారు. అది ప్లాంట్. అది అప్పుడు మీరు ముందే తెలిసినప్పుడు మీరు ఏ అకౌంట్ అసైన్మెంట్ వాడుకోవాలో మీకు ముందే తెలుస్తుంది. అది ప్లాంట్ ఎక్స్ వాడాలా, ప్లాంట్ వైకి వాడాలా, లేకపోతే మెషిన్ ఎక్సా మెషిన్ వైయా ఏంటనేది మీకు తెలుస్తుంది కదా. సో దట్ మెషిన్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇస్ అన్ అసెట్. కాబట్టి అసెట్ బుక్ చేస్తారు ఆ కాస్ట్.
2009 లో కూలింగ్ తర్వాత సడన్ గా పడిపోయింది మరి. దాదాపు 15-25 crores అయిపోయింది.
ఓకే
దానికి మళ్ళీ రీఇన్స్టేట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ దానికి ఆ జాబ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ జాబ్ కి కొంత అమౌంట్ అది వాడే సప్లై ఆ స్పేర్స్ వాడు సప్లై చేసి మళ్ళీ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసి స్పేస్ అంటే వాడికి ఎక్కడ ఏం పోయిందో తెలియదు. స్టేజ్ బై స్టేజ్ వేసుకుంటూ పోయాడు. ఆ పర్టికులర్ ఒక్కొక్క యూనిట్ కి అయిన తర్వాత ఒక ఆర్డర్ రిలీజ్ చేసి ఒక 20-30 ఆర్డర్ రిలీజ్ చేసి ఒక 2 months పెట్టింది జాబ్.
అంతేనండి. ఇప్పుడు మీరే చెప్పారు ఆ మెటీరియల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ టవర్ పడిపోయినప్పుడు టవర్ ఒక్కొక్క స్టేజ్ బై స్టేజ్ బాగు చేసుకెళ్తా ఉంటే తప్పించి అతనికి తెలియదుగా ఏం పోయింది అనేది. సో అందుకని దాన్ని అట్లా చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది.
తర్వాత యాన్యువల్ షట్ డౌన్ లో ఇంకో రెండో కూలింగ్ టవర్ పడుకోలేదు, బట్ దానికి రిపేర్స్ కావాల్సింది, రీప్లేస్మెంట్స్ కావాలి. మొత్తం వాటి సప్లై చేసి మేము ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకునేటైతే చాలా కాస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. వాడి కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఇస్తే వాడే మళ్ళీ రీకన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసి స్పేస్ వేసి రీకన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసి కాస్ట్ 3/4 తగ్గింది, 1/4 తగ్గింది. సో అందుకనే ఒకటే జాబ్ ఆర్డర్ పెట్టేసి మాకు పలానా స్పేర్స్ కావాలని చెప్పేసి ఆ జాబ్ ఆర్డర్ లో స్పేర్స్ వాల్యూ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసి సర్వీస్ ఆర్డర్ కి ఆ స్పేస్ అటాచ్ చేసి పంపించేసాం. వాడు అలా తీసుకొచ్చేసి వాటికి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసేసి బిల్ చేసుకుంటాం. రన్నింగ్ లోకి వచ్చింది అంటే మళ్ళీ ఆ స్పేస్ వచ్చి వెళ్ళినట్టు అకౌంటింగ్ లోకి తర్వాత తీసుకోవాలి. ఇంకా నా తర్వాత వాళ్ళు ఎలా చేశారో తెలియదు.
అదేనండి. సో అంటే మీ దగ్గర ఏంటంటే ఆల్రెడీ అది పాడైపోవడం, కూలిపోవడం, సంథింగ్ ఏదో జరగడం మూలంగా స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ చేసుకోవడం మూలంగా అలా చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. అదే ఒక ప్రివెంటివ్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ అనుకోండి, కూలిపోక ముందే మీకు సిమ్టమ్స్ వస్తాయి. అక్కడ పనిచేసేవాడు సారి ఊగుతుంది, లేకపోతే సారి దీంట్లో నుంచి పొగ రావట్లేదు, మసి వస్తుంది, ఇటువంటివి చెప్పారనుకోండి, దెన్ ది మెయింటెనెన్స్ వుడ్ హావ్ బీన్ డిఫరెంట్ కదా. ఏదండి
అనుకోకుండా డ్యామేజ్ అవడం అన్ప్లాంట్ కింద వస్తాయి.
సో దాన్ని బట్టి చేస్తామండి.
పవర్ పోయిందా లేదా ఆమె వెళ్ళిపోయిందండి?
తెలియదండి, మరి ఆవిడ వెళ్ళిపోయినట్టుంది. అంటే పవర్ పోయిందో మరి.
కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం ఆపేద్దాం.
సో మనకి డెమో పరంగా అయితే అయిపోయిందండి. ఐ జస్ట్ హ్యావ్ టు షో యూ ది కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ స్టెప్స్. సో వాళ్ళిద్దరు లేరు కాబట్టి రేపు ఒకసారి చూపిస్తాం అయితే.
ఓకే సార్. అలాగే సార్.
షూర్ అండి. ఇంకా సార్
ఎప్పుడు ఇది అయిపోయినా ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఉంటుందా?
ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏముండదండి, మీరు చేసుకోవడం. మనం చేస్తున్నదే ప్రాజెక్ట్ కదా. మనం దీన్ని కొత్తగా ఇది ఒక వాటి కాదు ఈ నిస్తాన్ అనేది లేదు కదా, మనం ఇండివిజువల్ గా తీసుకొని చేద్దాం కదండి. సో ఇది కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లాంటిది.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఎవరికన్నా ఏ కన్సల్టెంట్ అది కాంటాక్ట్ చేసి ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు అనేది, లేకపోతే ఇట్లా ఇండిపెండెంట్ గా తీసుకొని
కన్సల్టెంట్స్ ఇంకా మీరేం కాంటాక్ట్ చేయక్కర్లేదు సార్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏవైతే చేసామో మీరు అక్కడక్కడ 2 చోట్ల విన్నారు కాబట్టి మీకు ఫెయిర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఇప్పుడు. ప్లస్ చెప్పేవన్నీ లైవ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ కాబట్టి మీరు బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఫస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసిన తర్వాత 1-2 ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ అటెండ్ అయితే తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. మీరు అంటే ప్రాజెక్ట్ యాజ్ సచ్ కావాలి అనుకుంటే చూడండి, మరి అమీర్పేటలో ప్రాజెక్ట్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఆఫర్ చేసే వాళ్ళు ఉంటారేమో, మీరు అక్కడైనా ట్రై చేయొచ్చు.
ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా మీ ఐడియా?
నాకు లేదండి, అంత టైం లేదు. నేను ఆ సెంటర్కి వెళ్ళట్లేదు. ఊరికే ఖాళీ రిలయన్స్కి వెళ్ళేసి వచ్చేసి మీ క్లాస్ తీసుకుని నుంచి ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నా. ఎవరి నుండి తీసుకెళ్ళాలి డెఫినెట్ గా.
ప్లేస్మెంట్ తీసుకోవాలి.